Welcome back to I Am Black Talent Podcast. I'm Latanya Davis, your host. Today we're going to be talking about the framework when they cannot ignore your process. So, what is a framework? A framework is a repeatable process with clear steps that anyone can follow to get a result. Think of it as your intellectual property on paper. Why Black women must have one. Frameworks get you on panels, not just in the audience. They turn soft skills and lived experience into tools that companies pay for. They help you scale without adding hours to your day. So how do you build one? Well, you want to identify your most powerful outcome that you've created for yourself or others. A few of them for me will be creating DEI strategies for Amazon Prime and Amazon Global Marketing International Stores. My clients, which also include Elevate, labs, which also include Boys and Girls Club, who actually won an award for DEIB outcomes. In the other fields that I'm in, I received an autism award for starting homeschool that helped 4,000 families learn how to homeschool, especially during COVID. And then there's also K-12 education, having received those awards. And then I'm a lawyer, so I received the Outstanding Woman in Law Award. Those are just a few. Those are a few that represent the outcomes that I was able to receive as a result of my work. And I know you have them, so I want you to document them. What were your most powerful outcomes? Number 2, you want to list the 3 to 5 steps that you always take to get there. The number one thing that I can say that I always do that I don't think that people really think about is I always build relationships with the people that I'm working with. And I always make sure that I do that, especially as a consultant who is usually coming in from the outside. I have to make sure that I'm building a relationship with the senior most leader in the organization. That might be a board of director, that might be a CEO or the CTO, that might be a VP. Again, whoever the highest level person is, I want to make sure I have that relationship first. And I absolutely make relationships with everyone else. But that person is a decision maker. That's the person that everyone's going to listen to. And so I want to make sure that I understand who that person is as a person first and title second. And I also want to let them know who I am as a person first and title second. That is how I'm able to really earn trust. And I love being able to do that because you get to you get to work better with people when you know who they are. Number 3, you want to give it a name. Bonus if it references your own story. So when we think about this, we can think about like my autism framework. I have an autism framework that helps families to homeschool, to do advocacy if they need to, moms to have a wellness plan. And so I named those the Autism Mom Wellness Framework, the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, Belonging Framework. So you want to name it whatever that is. And of course, if you have a story tied to it, it makes it even better. The reason why your story is important is because your story is tied to the solution. And people will believe you and will trust you when they know that the solution that you built worked for you. And so therefore you can share it with others. Number 4, you want to test it on someone that you trust. So I have never had to test those because I've always been in the positions where I am hired as the leader to come in and to create the change. Thankfully, I have a great relationship with the Lord, so I'm able to do some things through the discernment. But what I have done is I've also created different types of solutions, and we placed them out to see what would happen. One example of that is a sponsorship program. So myself and HR got together and co-created the sponsorship program. And this program was designed to help women of all backgrounds be able to advance in the workplace. So a part of it was being able to have key players involved, which are your managers, the senior leaders. So I got everybody involved. Everyone had a role, which was great. And then I created all the criteria for each one. We did a pilot, which is what you would do. You would pilot it out, you would test it, and you would see what would happen. It was great. It was highly effective. It was a high leverage move. Folks got promoted. Visibility was seen by the women, from all over. And so therefore, it was the one thing that I remember the leaders talked about really positively in a way where they said, we got to scale this. And so they did. They scaled it globally. So you want to test it on someone that you trust, or if you're in if you're in like an employee role position and you're leading a program or initiative, your testing is going to be with the people who you currently are going to collaborate with and who's going to receive that. So in my case, it was the senior leaders, the sponsees, who were all the women, and the managers. So number 5, turn it into a one-pager, a workshop, a masterclass, an ebook, a download, a keynote. That's how you do it. And I wanted to just remind you of that. There are many types of products you can create and make. It's not just limited to books. There are many things you can do. And so that is what I'm teaching people in my AI Innovators, in my Queens and Crowns Network, in my Natural Hair Academy, and also my Autism Academy. I want people to know that you can actually do this. So in closing, you're not here to wing it. You're here to systematize it. And the most successful Black women that I know, including myself, we use frameworks. We use frameworks for everything that we do. I hope this was helpful to you to start thinking about what kinds of framework you can actually use. If you want to get an audit that's free at my website, just go ahead and comment or head over to my website and be able to receive it. Thank you so much, and be sure to pass this along to someone else who can also use this. Thanks.